PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Hey, this next few weeks is going to get real repetitive. We are in a sell down from the winter months. Customers have come in, brand new products have been released. The buzz of the new Supra is out. I released some stuff on Twitter the other day about the possible MR2 release. We've got a lot of cool stuff going on with Toyota right now. Tremendous amount of on TV presence between Ford selling their trucks and Toyota putting the RAV4 out there. Nearly every time you turn the television on, whether it's a sports channel or a documentary or something, you're going to get something about either a Ford truck or a Toyota RAV4. So we've got a lot of stuff out there right now, a lot of reasons to drive people into your showrooms. We're in the month of February, and you guys know that as spring comes, we start our selling season. Your money is made as a sales professional or an internet associate or a manager on that big push of that middle part of the year when the customers are out there getting ready for their vacations, schools wrapping down, and when they have a little bit more free time to start shopping for cars. So this is prep time. This is go time. This is how you get your attitude ready. Listen, I always try to be the most positive person I can when I'm talking to you guys, but I've been going into stores lately, and I got to tell you, I've got a group of salespeople that will come up to me prior to a meeting or a meeting offsite, and they're super excited about the possibility of having a conversation of getting better at the car business. I mean, it's a group of full-grown men and women that are sitting there going like, I had to take time off from revenue-producing time, either away from the dealership or away from my desk. I want to maximize what I can in this meeting so that if there's something there that I can use, then what can happen is I can end up in a better situation financially, or, forget about financial for a second, just success. I don't like it when a customer comes in and they say, hey, my purpose is to buy a RAV4, a 4Runner, or a Camry, and they end up leaving the dealership without buying something from me. So I know a lot of you feel that way, and then some of you aren't as pressed that way emotionally. I think it's an emotional business. Not everybody has to be over the top and ridiculous, but I like that excitement that getting a new car or a pre-owned or certified car brings to somebody. I love the chase, the hunt, the sport of selling cars, the sport of bringing a customer back a second time or having them bring their kid to me for their very first car. It's tremendously rewarding for me. And I know that not everybody sees it that way. Everybody sees it like, let me sell as many cars as I can, make as much money as I can, and maybe I'll be here next year, maybe I won't. But I mean, this is a career. And I think attitude matters. For you guys that have known me a long time, I call it sucking somebody into my woo. I look at a customer and go like, woo, and they get all excited, and all of a sudden it's fun for them, and their purpose to come to the dealership was to get a car anyway, so they might as well get a car. We do equity mining and service. For you guys that have small service departments with only like 3 or 4 service riders, ASMs, whatever you call them in your store, if you're riding with 4 service riders, then you guys are doing 30,000+ repair orders in your service drive every single year. And I've had a couple of videos where I've talked about this. This is 30,000 Toyota owners that currently own cars that we would love to sell as pre-owned or certified cars. We would love to have their cars back. And we would love to sell them a new car or another pre-owned car. And they're right there in your service department, and the dealers have had to hire somebody on the outside to come in to create a job of equity mining. So they contact the customer and say, hey, you got a 3-year-old RAV4. I know you're coming in. I want to talk to you when you get here. And then they go over and they try to get them to trade their RAV4 in. I don't know if that's the purpose of the customer coming in the drive. I think they were coming for an oil change, but you know what? We've got to work that client base because cars are getting ridiculously expensive at the auction because Toyotas hold their value. I had a dealer the other day tell me, man, KC, these Toyotas are so expensive to buy at the auction. And I said, yes, right? I mean, you can go out there and buy a bunch of GMC product or Ford product or Hyundai product at the auction for nothing. So the problem with Toyota is holds its value. The problem is the giant resale value of Toyota. That's a problem? To me, that's the first thing you ought to prove to the customer, that if they do business with us, that they have something left at the end of doing business. So that all depends on how fast can I get my name out, my efforts out, so that they come to the dealership because of me. And I know everybody thinks this is so controversial. You know, we build these multi-million-dollar dealerships. Toyota spends billions of dollars in advertising. We design all these new products. But when it comes down to the end of it, you're the one selling the car. They don't have to buy a car at that dealership. There's another dealership 15 minutes away. You're the reason they buy the car. So you should be equity mining yourself. How fast can I get that customer to understand that I'll be taking care of you? That I'll do everything you need me to. I'll have the car pulled out front. We'll talk about the things that are most important to you. I don't want to get too long in this first segment because I want to do this for a couple of weeks. But I was in a dealership not too long ago. Now, I don't want to tell you where I was. And I heard a salesperson doing a walk around. And so I just stopped to listen. And the customer was so aggressive that this salesperson lost control of the presentation. One of the questions asked was, stated by the salesperson was, this vehicle's got 22,000 miles on it. How many miles would you want on the car? And the customer immediately came back and said, I was wanting 16,000. That is such an arbitrary number that there's no way that customer had a conversation on the way to the dealership that they were looking for something less than 16,000 miles. Where in the world did that number come from? It came from the salesperson saying it had 22. A better question or statement from the salesperson would have been, are you looking for something under or over 30,000 miles? The customer would have immediately said, oh, under 30,000. Great, this has got 22. It's all how you frame the setup because the customer's being defensive and anything they can to push you away from your normality, they're going to take control. Then the salesperson started just like pointing stuff out. Radio, door handles, there's seats, seat belts, and I at that point in time, man, I had to walk away. I was sitting there going like, wow, what if this customer contacted the dealership 3 or 4 days before they came in? They were showing them a pre-owned car, so you know they saw it online. What if the salesperson would have said, hey, I'm Casey, I'll be taking care of you. Here's the vehicle you're looking at. Let me tell you a few things about it before you come in. So I'll do one more thing that I'm going to talk about today, and then we're going to get into this next couple of weeks. It's all about you. I'm not trying to make anything up right here. The car is sold because of the salesperson. The managers and the dealers are always griping about, how we have to give all these cars away and how it's too competitive out there. Well, yeah, if you're selling a Camry, there's a lot of Camrys. A new Camry or a pre-owned Camry, it's been the #1 selling car for decades. You don't think there's a lot of used Camrys out there and every single dealership and independent has Camrys for sale? If you're just selling a Camry, then the customer's going to look for the cheapest price. That makes all the sense in the world to me. But when I'm looking for somebody to take care of me and to show me the right car, and that there's a difference between this car and this car. There's a difference between an LE and an XSE. There's a difference between a 3-year-old Toyota certified pre-owned used vehicle and a used vehicle at somebody's dirt lot that's a 3-year-old car. And the biggest difference is how much money we spend in the car to make it a no-risk car. You guys have heard me say that. There's a story to be told other than this is a white LE Camry. So I went online because RAV4 is the hottest thing we got going. We're spending all of our money advertising. And I'm just thinking, I got a guy that's not going to come in for 3 days. I got a lady that's coming in next Saturday, which is almost a week away. And she's saying, I want to know some information about the RAV4. I'm very interested in a RAV4. So I took the first 5 videos that came up on YouTube. I didn't even go to Google. I went straight to YouTube. Because these people are out there doing walkarounds on RAV4s. And they're not Toyota salespeople. And they're not associated with Toyota. And they freaking love this thing, man. They love this RAV. So the first one was 1.1 million hits. The second was 1.7 million hits. The third one was 233,000 views. The next one was 140,000 views. And the fifth one was 447,000 views. That was just in order the first 5. There was some below that with bigger views. So the total was 3 million or 3.62 million views on these 20-minute walk-around videos on RAV4s. You don't think the customers are doing some research before they come in? So maybe I don't know the RAV4 as well as I should as a salesperson. Maybe I'm a week on the job. But it's a Tuesday morning and the customer says they're not coming in until Saturday. I'm going to watch all 5 of these videos on RAV4, and if one of them is just like the RAV4 is the best vehicle ever made in the history of the world, I'm sending that link to my customer with my information on it. I'm going to help them make a decision to buy the product, and I'm maybe so helpful that they're going to come to me because I've been helpful enough that I've earned their business. This is a digital world. The customer resources the car digital. They look at the information digital. They find pricing and what they should pay digital. They find out what their trade is worth digital. They found out where your location was digital. So be digital. Get yourself out there. If you don't feel comfortable on camera sending your video to the customer, then work on it. But until that time, there is so many resources on Google and YouTube and Instagram and everything where people are telling them, buy the RAV, buy the 4Runner. Oh my God, this new Camry is amazing. Camry's got a V6. Honda's got a 2-liter turbo. And they're explaining that. It's not coming from you while they've been to 3 other dealerships before they came there. By the time they get to you and they're on their 4th store on Saturday, they're so tired of the runaround that they don't listen to what you're saying. Resource, send out, sell yourself. Sell yourself, sell yourself, sell yourself. We're going to talk in the next couple of weeks. It's all about attitude. Leave your house or your apartment in the morning blown up in your mind that you're going to have the biggest day. And managers, look at your salespeople every day and say, you know what? I didn't even know we were going to have a good day until I looked you guys in the eyes and I realized the reason I come to work every day is to work with you. It's not to sell Toyotas. It's to work with you. This is going to be a good day. And let's get our knees up and have the biggest year in the history of the car business. KC Next PK52, the Saturday morning meeting.